its way into my bathroom. Playlists merging into shared discoveries. Our friends have started asking questions that we dance around with practice smiles. You hold my gaze a second longer than before. My heartbeat betrays my casual facade. The universe conspiring in small ways to push us past this threshold. Painting masterpieces in hypotheticals, building homes and conversations that end with what if. What if we took that chance, trapped in the exquisite agony of almost lovers, almost sure, almost breaking the rules we sadly made, weaving dreams with possibilities, but hesitant to claim them. We're falling into each other gradually, savoring each moment of descent, this complex territory between where we started and where we belong. What are we so afraid of losing? The safety of uncertainty. What's holding back the words on our tongue? Uncovered up potential. When did maybe someday become enough? Now it came too real. The scariest part isn't falling, it's admitting we already have. No more more maybe, no more lines we're afraid to cross. Threading intentions with actions, finally pushing through. We're falling into love deliberately, embracing the beautiful descent, leaving behind the limbo between what we were and what we've become. Together, the space between hello and goodbye is where we found ourselves, no longer almost lovers, but completely intertwined, completely surrendered to this. Turn the corner, static electricity in the air. Your familiar silhouette caught me unaware. Years dissolved like vapor, left me standing there, holding on to breath I didn't know was spare. Beyond repair, that ever-guiding smile, the way you push back hair. Suddenly the present moment's hard to bear, flooded with the ghost notes of a love affair we swore was buried deep, beyond compare to we did. This phantom limb sensation, reaching for your hand, an echo chamber love I don't quite understand, stuck between the memory and where we currently stand. Did we ever leave this strange and haunted land, shifting sand? Small talk feels like treason, words fall flat and cold. Remember late night whispers, stories brave and bold. Now just polite inquiries about lives bought and sold. Separate narratives, cautiously controlled. Growing, see the person standing here, but feel the one I knew. Superimposes images, bleeding shades of blue. This dissonance is jarring, cutting me right through. What part of this encounter feels remotely true? Me and you. Did we build a fortress just to watch it fall apart? Or was the ending written clearly from the start? is just a myth, a story that we tell. 'Cause parts of you still resonate inside myself. Magnetic memory breaks the silent spell. Trapped within this echo chamber's haunted well. Heaven or hell. This phantom limb sensation, understand the brand of echo chamber love across this change land. Stuck between the memory and where we choose to stand. We have to leave this strange and haunted land. Take my hand, just as planned. Just a glitch in time, a ripple passing through, acknowledging the history, seeing someone new. Maybe recognition's all that we can do before we turn away back to our chosen view. Me and you. Guess some ghosts linger. Exposing everything I revealed in darkness.
Woke up with remnants of last night's confession still lingering on my tongue like strong coffee. Can't believe I told you about my childhood fears and the dreams I've never shared with anyone.
My phone sits heavy in my palm as I scroll through texts I sent at 2 a.m. Each vulnerable admission staring back at me, making me wanna disappear beneath these sheets.
There's this strange aftermath of openness, this vulnerability hangover I can't shake.
This exposed feeling I can't escape.
Did I reveal too much of myself, or finally enough to be truly seen?
Morning after truths feel different in daylight, wondering if I should have kept them inside. This raw discomfort of being truly known, both terrifying and somehow divine. I've spent years building these walls, now you've seen what lies behind. This vulnerability hangover hurts, but maybe it's how healing begins. Your message lights up my screen. Thank you for trusting me with your story. Relief washes over my anxiety as I realize you're still here, not running away. The parts of me I thought unlovable seem less monstrous through your eyes. This unfamiliar feeling of being accepted for exactly who I am beneath the facade.
There's this beautiful afterglow of honesty, this vulnerability connection I've craved.
This authentic bond I've needed.
Did I finally break free from my prison, or just invite someone else inside?
Morning after truths look different together, no longer something I need to hide. This tender newness of being fully known, both vulnerable and somehow alive.
We've both lowered our defenses, showing what we keep confined. This vulnerability hangover fades when we realize it's safe to be inside.
What if our greatest strength isn't in our armor,
but in our courage to remove it?
What if our deepest connections require this discomfort?
This willingness to be exposed.
Perhaps vulnerability isn't weakness, but the bravest thing we ever do. Allowing someone to see our unfiltered souls and trusting they'll handle us with care. Morning after truths become our foundation, creating bonds impossible to deny. This beautiful blessing of being truly accepted, both liberating and divine. We found strength in our openness, leaving pretenses behind. this vulnerability, hangover transforms into intimacy that genuinely binds,
that beautifully intertwine.
So I'll embrace this morning after feeling this tender rawness of being known.
Because the alternative is isolation behind walls I've outgrown,
behind walls that kept me alone. Fluorescent hum spills, patterns on the hardwood floor. Tonight, you're staring at the ceiling, fighting some invisible war. My hand hovers over yours, wanting to restore the easy calm we knew, the peace we had before. Unlock the door. Choose my words are like footsteps on fragile, cracking night. Offer reassurance, trying to entice you back from the shadows. Pay whatever price, but this constant vigilance demands its own sacrifice. More than twice, singing this fall line lullaby, soft and low, trying to calm the tremors only you can know. Holding space for darkness, helping seeds to grow. But how do I hold you without letting myself go? Don't let go. Static in my head can make it stop. I hear the static love, the words you cannot drop. Want to build a fortress, make the spinning top of anxious thoughts just cease. Reach the mountaintop, make it stop. Feel the undertow pulling empathy's high tide. Wanna be your anchor, nowhere else to hide. But my own reserves are dwindling deep inside. This balancing act leaves me worn and wide-eyed, with nothing to confide. Is loving you enough? Is my presence light? Is it light? Or does my trying harder just prolong the night? Walking this fine while you're searching for what's right. For you, for me, for us. In dim and flickering light, holding tight. This isn't about fixing, it's about the stay. Weathering the storm, clouds come what may. Finding strength together at the close of day. Knowing even fault lines shift along the way. Find our way. Singing this fall line lullaby, watch you slowly grow. Learning how to calm the tremor, seeds you sow. Holding space for healing, letting rivers flow. And I can hold you steady while letting myself go. Now I know, not a savior complex, just a hand to hold, A story of resilience, braver than we're told. Navigating darkness, futures to unfold. Together in the quiet, worth more than pure gold. Brave and bold. We breathe, just breathe.
First date jitters and rehearsed conversation. Me pretending I wasn't nervous at all. You laughing a little too loud at my jokes. Both of us carefully curating ourselves. Remember when your phone died mid-story and panic flashed across your face? That's when I first saw beneath the highlight reel the beautiful human behind the display. We've been editing ourselves for so long, frame by frame, cutting out the flaws, hiding what makes us real. What if we put down the scissors and let the raw footage roll?
I want the unedited version of you, the outtakes and bloopers and all. No need for perfect lighting or rehearsed lines to recall. I'm tired of directed scenes and carefully crafted posts. Let's be unfiltered and honest, raw in the ways that matter most. Morning breath, embedded revelation. When I stayed over that very first time, how you started trying to find the right words when you told me about your past. The vulnerability in your voice when you sing, only when you think no one can hear. The way your eyes crinkle differently when your smile is genuinely there.
We've been performing for so long, scene by scene, hiding our truth,
Afraid to let others see.
What if we stopped the acting and lived unscripted and loose?
I choose the unedited version of you with imperfections and struggles intact. No need for color correction, soundtrack perfectly matched. I'm done with directed narratives and images perfectly framed. Let's be unscripted and truthful, beautiful in our unedited ways.
Your morning voice, raspy and low, the way you snort when you laugh too hard, how you dance without any rhythm, the stories you tell that never end. These unedited moments are the ones that made me fall in love with you. Not the carefully curated version, but the messy, wonderful truth.
We are the unedited versions of love with disagreements and growth through it all. No need for fairy tale endings or conflicts perfectly resolved. I treasure our unfiltered journey with its detours and its flaws. Let's keep being authentic and honest, perfectly imperfect to the core. Perfectly imperfect in a world of perfect illusions. We choose the beauty of what's real, the unedited, unfiltered, untouched, raw footage of us.
The true masterpiece of us.
environment shrinks around us, feeling overgrown with unspoken tensions, seeds already sown on my own. Caught in this neon hush, the city screams outside, but in this shared silence, nowhere left to hide. Are we just roommates haunted by a turning tide, alone together, darling, with nothing left inside, losing pride?
Thought closeness was proximity, day and endless night.
Now the vibrant chaos just sharpens our plight. Two ships passing closely, losing power, losing sight, feels not right. We ordered takeout, eat without a word exchange. Familiar choreography, carefully arranged to keep the surface placid, feelings unestranged. But the foundations tremble, subtly rearranged, feeling changed. Is this the comfort zone or just a slow decay? Mistaking tolerance for finding our own way. Surrounded by millions, yet we still keep love at bay. Lost in the reflection at the close of day. What to say? We built this life together, brick by careful brick. Now the mortar's crumbling, silence makes us sick. Reaching for a spark, a flicker, something quick before the quiet consumes us. The final fatal trick, make it stick. Lost in this neon hush while the city sleeps outside. And in this heavy silence, tearing down my pride. More than just roommates, can't let this love subside. Alone together, baby, nowhere left to hide. Break the quiet tension, shatter the routine. Say the words unspoken, paint a different scene. Need to find each other somewhere in between. The noise outside and silence, sharp and keen. What we mean. Are you listening? Streetlights paint mosaics, shadows start to crawl. Sitting close beside you, trying to stand up tall. Got these truths inside me, waiting for the fall. If I let them surface, would you hear their call or let me fall? You see the surface layers carefully composed. The easy conversation, jokes and truth supposed. But beneath the calm exterior, something undisclosed. A shifting map inside me, silently exposed, feeling close. Living in the shifting skin, a landscape undefined. Will the reflection that you gaze upon be kind? If I show the facets I've kept hidden behind this fragile narrative, will acceptance find peace of mind? You ask me simple questions, expect a simple line, but the answers tangle, twist like root and vine. conversations whispered, yours perhaps or mine intertwined. Imagining the moment, words hang in the air. Your reaction frozen, a sympathetic stare, or maybe something deeper, showing that you care. This tightrope walk of silence, more than I can bear. Lay it bare. We search for mirrors, hoping to be seen, be known. Not just the polished fragments we've carefully shown. The messy truth of being, seeds uniquely sown. Afraid this vulnerability leaves me standing all alone, overthrown. Maybe authenticity's the only ground to claim. Whispering the nuances that constitute my name. Beyond the easy label, shedding fear and shame, hoping that your understanding fuels the flame, stays the same. Living in the shifting skin, let the landscape be defined. Hope the reflection that you gaze upon is kind. Showing you the facets I've kept hidden behind this vulnerable unfolding. Let acceptance bind, truly bind. No more shadows hiding, no more masks to wear. Just this open question hanging in the air. Will you meet me in this space? Show me that you care. This unvoiced reflection, offered as a prayer, beyond compare. See me. Trying to decode what you really mean between the lines of what you actually say. Between us, 3 text messages left unread. I analyze your punctuation choice like they hold the secret to what's in your head. The way you looked away when I mentioned next month has me spiraling through possible scenarios. Did I say something wrong, feel something too strongly, or am I reading novels into simple sentences? We're speaking different languages while using the same words, different meanings. Signals crossing in the atmosphere, getting lost in translation. Misread signals have a circle in each other, both afraid to ask what we really mean. I'm searching for subtext in your silences. You're finding hidden messages in my replies. When did communication become so complicated? This emotional Morse code we can't decipher. Lost in translation between hearts that just wanna be understood. I've been dropping hints like breadcrumbs, hoping you'd follow them to where I stand. My just thinking of your text sat heavy on my chest while you responded with a casual thanks. I rehearse conversations in my head that never match the ones we actually have. Both of us dancing around what we wanna say, expert avoiders of vulnerable truth. We're reading different stories from the same set of pages. Same words, different interpretation. messages distorted in transmission, creating miscommunication. Misread signals keep us guessing, intentions both afraid to speak what we truly feel. I'm analyzing your tone for hidden meanings. You're finding feminine rejections in my words. When did expressing feelings become so frightening? This emotional cipher neither can crack, caught in translation between souls that just want to connect. What if we just said exactly what we mean without the fear of rejection? What if can't replace our coded messages? Merely our shields. Maybe the greatest miscommunication is with ourselves about what we deserve. The courage to be clear might be the key to finally hearing each other's truth. No more signals need interpretation, both finally brave enough to be clear. I'm offering words without hidden meanings. You're sharing thoughts without veiled fear. Communication becomes our connection. This emotional clarity we don't choose, finding translation between hearts that are learning to speak truth, learning to be understood. So I'll stop reading between your lines and start listening to what you actually say. These misread signals transformed into genuine understanding, to beautiful clarity. Another gathering, the well-intentioned probes begin, about rings and picket fences where our story should slide in. They trace expected timelines where our lives have never been. We just exchange a knowing glance beneath the surface din. Let it spin. Feel the weight of questions left unspoken in the air. The gentle implications that we don't quite compare to the blueprint handed down the roles we're meant to bear. But their definition of enough was never ours as strong. We don't care. We're living outside the lines, tracing our own map. Got this defiant rhythm closing our own gap. Don't need that validation. Avoid the gilded trap. Our unconventional orbit doesn't need to overlap. Feel the sand. Remember early whispers, doubts that tried to creep inside, wondering if our chosen path was maybe just too steep to navigate the precious promises to keep. But the freedom that we found here, secrets buried deep, secrets deep. You measure love in milestones we don't feel compelled to chase. Find our affirmation in this shared time and space. The quiet understanding on your weary face. Proof enough our choices set our own true pace. Find our grace. Maybe almost just a setting on a washing machine. Not a standard for the vibrant complex love we convey. We build this structure custom, pillar strong and key, designed for us, this life, this ever-shifting sea. What we mean, let them draw their boundaries, let them make their rules. Our connection thrives beyond their rigid schools. A thought, this quiet power expertly cools any doubt that flickers, using our own tools breaks through. We're living outside the lines, straight signing our own math. Got this defiant rhythm, loving our own gap. Don't need their validation, sidestep every trap. Our unconventional orbit needs no overlap. Feel the snap, not rebellion for its own sake, just the truth we know. This frequency we resonate on helps our spirits grow. In authenticity, the only way to go. Let our quiet revolution continue soft and low. Watch us glow. I'll wait. Headlights carve the darkness, another empty stage ahead. The hum of wheels replaces words we left unsaid. This pull of forward motion fills my heart with dread, leaving pieces of my soul back in our bed. What I fled, trace the condensation on the window pane. Hear the silence echo calling out your name. Trying to hold the feeling, stoke the fading flame. This quiet understanding starts to feel like pain, feel like rain. This departure static crackles on the line, leaving ghost notes of the life we intertwine. Is this dream we're chasing worth the love defined by miles and maybes, losing peace of mind, left behind? Your picture on the nightstand doesn't feel the same, just a smiling stranger playing out his game. Proud of your successes, whisper your name, but this echo chamber sets my heart aflame with the blame. Sound checks calling, crowds are waiting. No, I have to go, but the guilt's a rhythm steady, deep and low. For every cheer I hear, feel our connection slow. Is the applause worth watching us just not grow? Seeds we sow. We built this future vision, shining clear and bright. Didn't factor in the loneliness of endless night. Holding on to promises with all our might. Are we just two satellites losing signal, losing light? Wrong or right? Can we find a frequency that cuts across the miles, beyond the empty hotel rooms and practice smiles? Need that raw connection, erase the lonely wilds, before this distance permanently files, breaks our styles. This departure static, a painful constant sign, searching for your signal, truly yours and mine. This dream we're chasing can't be the finish line, with more than miles and maybes, love redefined. We must align. Hear me through the noise, now hear my quiet plea. Find a way back home, find a way back to me. More than accolades, need your consistency. Our shared horizon, collecting temporary joy like borrowed clothes, knowing someday I'll have to return them. But for now they fit just right. You smile, a fleeting gift across the coffee table, both aware of expiration dates we never discuss. My fingertips memorizing your features, knowing they'll soon rely on memory alone. Time feels different when it's limited. We're collecting moments like souvenirs from a place we can never return to. Borrowed happiness with interest due, but I'd still make the same choice again. This temporary love feels permanent in my bones, even as the clock counts down our time. I'm saving mental photographs of your eyes to revisit when you're gone. Borrowed happiness might not last forever, but it changes who we are. Some joys aren't meant to be eternal, yet still leave eternal marks. Different area codes and future plans create boundaries we both acknowledge. Yet here we are ignoring tomorrow. Your laugh echoing through my apartment, soon to be replaced by silence. The calendar page is turning too quickly as we pretend we've all the time in the world when we know we have anything but. We're gathering feelings like treasures from a chest we can't keep. Borrowed happiness with farewell guarantee, but I wouldn't trade a single second. This ephemeral love feels written in my soul, despite the deadline we can't outrun. I'm capturing mental videos of your voice to replay it when you're gone. Borrowed happiness has its own value, something permanent can never teach. Some connections aren't meant for forever, yet still transform everything they reach. What if temporary isn't lesser, but just a different kind of death? What if knowing it ends makes it sweeter, more precious for its rarity? Maybe some loves aren't meant to be lifelong, but to teach us how to fully live in the temporary miracle of now, appreciating what we know we cannot keep. This fleeting love feels eternal in my heart, despite the distance soon to come. I've etched these memories until not being, they'll remain when you are gone. Borrowed happiness becomes part of us, changing who we'll always be. Some connections transcend their duration and echo through eternity. Through eternity. So I'll gladly pay the price of goodbye for the gift of knowing you. This borrowed happiness was worth every tear that will fall, every moment we share. Another deadline met, screen's electric glare fades, but the silence screams your absence everywhere in waves. This concrete jungle steals the air we're meant to share. Reach for my phone, just proof that you're still there. Some blue. Know you're burning midnight oil, chasing down the dream. But feel the space between us stretch to an extreme. This hustle's hollow when I can't feel your beat. Just wanna pull you close, disrupt this whole damn scheme. This city hum lullaby, a soundtrack bittersweet. Starving for your touch on this empty street. Are these fleeting moments enough to feel complete? Between the ambition and the desperate need for your heartbeat. Saw your shadow flicker high up in your tower tonight. Imagine tracing constellations on your skin, soft white. Every instinct screamed to hold you, make everything alright. But this momentum traps us, separate in plain sight. Fading, tracing blueprints, lines all blur into your face. Remember whispered secrets in our own small space. This drive is costly, leaving passion's empty space. Can we rebuild us, find a slower pace? We're climbing ladders, paper towards separate skies. Forgetting how it feels to get lost in your eyes. Is this victory worth the slow demise of us, the fire, the unspoken ties? Hear my cry, running on empty, needing more than just survive. Is this empire worth the love we keep deprived? Wanna tear it down, just feel you here alive. Beside me breathing, let our true selves thrive. Let us die. This city hum lullaby, our defiant aching beat. Starving for your touch, God make this concrete street feel like home again, make us finally complete. Beyond ambition, it's your love I need. Your heart, affect the skyline, forget the frantic bass. Tonight let's find sanctuary in this embrace. Need your anchor in this overwhelming place. Just your presence, time cannot erase. Find our space. Traces of you lingering in corners, invisible to everyone but me.
Your mug still sits where you left it. I can't bring myself to wash away your lipstick trace. The dent in my couch shaped perfectly to your phone, reminding me each evening of your absence.
You reorganize my spice rack alphabetically, a system I maintain though I don't know why. These emotional fingerprints you've left behind, more permanent than any physical evidence. Scientists say our cells regenerate completely every 7 years. We're brand new, physically renewed. But these invisible impressions you made might last my lifetime through. Emotional fingerprints you've left behind. Unique patterns only you could create. Traces of your presence still linger here in spaces that seem emptier now. I find you with both hands, a mannerism I unknowingly borrowed from you. How I pause films at crucial moments, a habit that used to drive me crazy when you did it. The expression I caught in the mirror yesterday was unmistakably one of yours, not mine. These emotional echoes reverberate through the architecture of who I've become. They say time eventually erases all traces. The memories fade with passing days, but some impressions cut too deeply to ever fully wash away. Your emotional fingerprints etched in my being, unique patterns you ever long could leave. Traces of your essence still guide me in moments when I least expect. I hear you in the phrases that now pepper my speech and perspectives I didn't have before you came. These imprints of transformation endure, reshaping who I am at my core.
Do we ever truly leave each other?
Or just continue in different forms?
Are we composed of everyone who's touched our lives?
A mosaic of countless connections.
Perhaps that's the beauty of human bonds. We leave parts of ourselves behind, continuing to exist in the lives we've touched, long after our physical presence ends.
Emotional fingerprints become our legacy, unique impressions we leave in our wake. Traces of connection now last in time, parts that still carry our name. I treasure the ways you've altered my existence, the person I became through knowing you. These imprints of love transcend the boundaries of presence and absence. So I'll honor these emotional fingerprints, the beautiful traces you left behind. Grateful for how you've shaped who I am, even in the echo of goodbye. Look at everything looks different now. Tracing our history with newfound clarity, distance providing the perspective I needed. Mountains that once seemed insurmountable now appear as mere bumps in the road. Your texts once dissected for hidden meanings now read exactly as they were intended. My anxious mind creating complexities that experience is simplified in retrospect. Through the rearview mirror of time, everything transforms in shape and size, changes its form and meaning. What once consumed my every thought now occupies a smaller space. It's the rearview perspective that brings clarity. Things too close were impossible to see. All those tears and sleepless nights led me exactly where I needed to be. I couldn't understand the painting when my nose was pressed against the canvas, but stepping back reveals the masterpiece our story was creating all along.
Remember how we thought we were broken beyond repair? Now I see we were just growing in different ways. The silence that felt like punishment back then was actually the sound of necessary processing. Your absence once felt like abandonment, now feels like the space I needed to expand. Our ending wasn't a failure of love, but a successful completion of its purpose.
Through the rearview mirror of growth, everything shifts into proper scale,
Finds its rightful proportion.
what once appeared as rejection now reveals itself as redirection. It's the rearview perspective that brings wisdom, patterns invisible when we were in them. All those struggles and heartaches were sculpting who we were meant to become. once heard, the lessons wrapped in painful packaging. Sometimes you need to look backward to move meaningfully forward. With this rearview perspective comes acceptance of all the beauty and the pain. Every detour and roadblock was guiding us to where we're meant to remain. We couldn't comprehend the story while living through each chapter's turn, but looking back reveals the purpose in everything we learned to learn. So I'll keep this real perspective as I navigate the road ahead, grateful for where we've been, even as I embrace where I'm going.